So at this stage, on the screen are pictures of the exterior and interior of the ambulances as they arrived in the country. Empty trotters. It is clear from these pictures that the ambulances that were procured were not empty vans as claimed by dishonest Godfrey Odame and the MPP. I'm always ashamed because this is my brother from the same Wenchi district. In addition, a container load of medical equipment to be installed in these ambulances were shipped by Big C and arrived in the country around the end of 2016. Sadly, this medical equipment have been sitting at the Tema port for the last 8 years because this government, specifically the Minister of Health, which is the consignee, has refused to clear them, just so they can falsely claim that there were no equipment. Because you want to prosecute somebody and jail him. Once again, we have projected on the screen a copy of the bill of lading dated 8th October 2016. There it is, covering this shipment. As can be seen, this container has 30 sets of medical equipment and defibrillators for installation, as well as spare parts for the 30 ambulances. Dr. Manibama, is that defibrillators or... Is that the correct pronunciation? Okay. You've seen the bill of lading. When you ship, they prepare these documents and then send it to the consignee. So public money used to procure all these things have been sent to the Minister of Health. He has refused to clear them, just so that they can prove that there was no equipment. All that was required for this government to do was to clear the medical equipment from the ports and give engineers of Big C access to the ambulances which have been parked at the Air Force Base in Accra to install them, train personnel of the Ghana Ambulance Service to use them, and then formally take possession of the said ambulances. It therefore makes no sense that after refusing to do this simple task and allowing the ambulances to deteriorate for 8 years, my brother Godfrey Dame will turn around to persecute Honorable Ato Forson for allegedly causing financial loss to the state when the loss has been clearly occasioned by the deliberate negligence of the government he represents. We firmly believe that the decision to take the minority leader and some others to court over this matter was born out of malicious, sinister, and wicked desire to silence him through unjust imprisonment, nothing more, nothing less. As we publicly stated from the very onset of this case, the timing and circumstances of this so-called prosecution shows that it was instituted mainly to intimidate and silence the then ranking member of finance, now minority leader, okay, soon to become majority leader, following his vehement opposition to the government's 2022 budget, the e-levy, and the general economic mismanagement by the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia government. This is the very embodiment of political witch hunt and persecution. But you see, he was a minority spokesperson on finance. And he was doing well. So as they were persecuting him, we kept promoting him because we thought he was doing very well for this country. Having set out the factual background of this whole matter, I will now proceed to address certain grave matters that have emerged from the ongoing trial, which border on professional misconduct and crime on the part of the Attorney General, Godfred Yeboah Dame. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, last Thursday, 23rd March 2024, the third accused person in this case, Richard Jakpa, took the stand to be cross-examined by counsel for Dr. Atuforsen. During this cross-examination, Attorney General Godfred Odami shot up from his seat to accuse Mr. Richard Jakpa of defending Atuforsen rather than himself. In response to the Attorney General's accusation, Mr. Jakpa, who was testifying under oath and felt attacked without provocation, dropped a bombshell that Godfred Odame, the Attorney General, has been having clandestine meetings and telephone conversations with him at odd hours to persuade him to falsely testify against the minority leader, Dr. Atuforsen, so that the prosecution can secure a conviction. So, Minister of Justice, you are not interested in justice. You are interested in just jailing somebody. You are supposed to be the person who will be delivering justice to your countrymen. You have now become the torchbearer of injustice because of political interest. This testimony by Mr. Jakpa was given to the court under oath and captured by the court's record. At last Thursday's hearing, the Attorney General, who was personally present, in the court, could not object to this damning evidence of Mr. Jakpa. He did not deny calling and meeting Jakpa at odd hours. Neither did he deny Jakpa's claim that he had been impressing on him to skew his testimony in a matter that will allow the state to secure a conviction against the minority leader. You have been accused of something and you are sitting there. You decide that the way to respond is through a press statement where you could have defended yourself there. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, in the period following these startling revelations, the NDC has obtained compelling evidence which support Mr. Jakpa's claim that the Attorney General indeed has engaged him on countless occasions and urged him to falsify, underline, his testimony to aid the case of Attorney General against Dr. Kessel Atuforsen. This evidence points to a devious, diabolic, and dangerous plan by the Attorney General to secure conviction against Minority Leader Dr. Atuforsen at all costs, contrary to what the third accused knows and believes to be the truth. We have in our possession a series of recordings in which the Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, is clearly heard goading, urging, impressing upon, and actually coaching Mr. Japa to bear false testimony against the Minority Leader, Dr. Atuforsen. All of this desperate subordination by Mr. Dame is just because he is hell-bent on securing the incarceration of the Minority Leader unjustly. Ladies and gentlemen, the first of these recordings is a 16-minute, 5-second telephone conversation between Godfrey Dame and Richard Japa, the third accused person, held on the morning meaning 12 minutes after 7 a.m. of 9th April 2024, a day that the third accused, Richard Japa, was preparing to go to court to continue his testimony. In this recording, which I will play shortly, which we will play to your hearing and share with you shortly, Godfrey Dame, the Attorney General, is clearly heard doing the following. I want to prepare your mind so that when you are listening to the voice, you can understand what is in there. In this recording, if you pay attention, you see that Godfrey Dame is heard impressing upon Richard Japa, the third accused, to skew his answers and testimony to support the petition's case, the prosecution's case. I beg your pardon. This was